Welcome back to Cape Rugby TV, and it's of course that time of the week again when we take a look at what's happening in the world of club rugby here in the Western Province. Very exciting. The season has now finally kicked off. You can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. It's all happening out there, folks. This weekend we're going Twitter mad, and it was great to see everybody feeding scores and results in from absolutely everywhere. My esteemed panel this evening, Mr. Herman Abrams. Hello, Legan, Mr. H.
Baie goed, baie goed.
En Jerome Paarwater, hoe lyk dinge?
Baie goed, JP. Lekker om weer terug te wees.
Dit is lekker, ja. Nou dat ons 'n bietjie gesettled is en die games is underway. Yeah, it's been a fantastic couple of days. The weekend, of course, kicked off with a boom with a couple of games. But let's quickly take a look at the Super 15 results over the weekend. I know that our Super Brew predictions didn't necessarily work out for everybody, but there you have it, the Bulls. Well, it was a 2-point win for them over the Brumbies. The Sharks going down to the Chiefs 18-12. The Waratahs 30 points to 21 over the Rebels. The Hurricanes, well, it was a big loss for them against the Crusaders, 42 points to 14. The Stormers, victory for them, a 10-point margin as predicted over the Reds, 13-23. And the Highlanders beating the Blues 30 points to 27. Jerome, let's take a look at some of these results. I know you didn't get your predictions in this weekend.
Yeah, JP, I was a bit busy, but I don't think it would make a difference the way my predictions go. So this week I'll definitely be back.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, we want to see you climb back up the logs there. But what did you make of that Bulls-Brumbies game? I mean, I went against the grain there. And in actual fact, when I went on to Super Brew to put my prediction in, it warned me and they said, are you stupid? You know, like, don't go for the Brumbies. But it ended up with a 2-point margin. Did you expect that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of people won't expect that. Brumbies traveling, playing at Loftus, it's not easy. And at the end, the Bulls were lucky. The Bulls were lucky to take that win.
Yeah.
But fortunate for them, they took the win. And a great lesson there, what Jake said. You don't stop playing till the whistle blows.
Run us through that. Run us through that last couple of minutes of what happened there.
What happened is from Monestein knocked the ball forward.
Yeah.
And Odwan Ngona picked it up and he played it to the flank. And he basically stopped. He stopped and looked at the ref.
Yeah.
And the ref just said, play on.
Yeah,
and the Brumbies were all standing still, not doing anything, and he just ran right through.
And you never do that. You don't until the final bell goes, until the referee rings the bell, you don't stop the fight, huh?
That's exactly.
You keep going. Yeah, the Sharks are losing to the Chiefs. Chiefs are a strong outfit. Sharks having a bit of a wobble, Mr. H. I mean,
Yeah, I think that the Sharks, you know, I don't know what's wrong, but it looks to me as if the much vaunted pack is not delivering anything.
Yeah. It seems like there's a bit of a loose forward problem around at the moment. Lots of injuries with loose forwards.
Yeah, but the front row also, you know.
Not good enough.
No, I don't know. The Duplessis brothers, they, you know, the Springboks, they should dominate there, but they're not dominating. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But I suppose one can't always have that sort of stability for so long. The Waratahs 30-21 over the Rebels. The Hurricanes going down to the Crusaders in a big way. I mean, nobody really predicted such a big score.
No. That was a big win, and you know, probably to say to the rest of the guys, we're back.
Yeah.
We found our way forward now, and now you must watch out. We're going to win all our games.
But don't they do this often, Jerome? I mean, we said in the beginning, like, they start off cold. I mean, I've got a feeling that they actually keep Richie McCaw deliberately out for the first 4 weeks because of penalties. They start slow, and then they just climb after that.
No, they're really slow starters. Starters. And I think they really, the way this competition is, I mean, everybody said it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
So they're really taking their time, building it. And I'm sure we'll see them in the semis again.
Dan Carter making a difference?
I think that youngster that they play at Fly-Off, he's actually the guy that changed everything.
Yeah.
He fulfills the role that Dan used to fulfill, but Dan is doing well at centre for them.
Yeah. I suppose that experience makes the pack feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, no, they have a big problem on centre, and I mean nobody's thought that Dan Carter could step up because he was poor at Flav. He was poor in the games, and so I think that was a good change. A good the coaching staff really. I mean, they must get credit for that, to do that change.
Todd Blackadder and the boys.
Yeah, no, that was really good of them to do that.
Yeah, and then the Highlanders beating the Blues 30 points to 27. It was a bit of a 50-50 match. The Blues is not the same team they used to be.
No, they're disappointing, say the least. And I think if nothing happens this week with them, if they don't win this week, then there's going to be heads to roll in that camp. For sure.
Absolutely, yeah. And then, of course, the final match, most important to us, although it wasn't the final match of the weekend, the Stormers, 23-13 over the Reds. By 10 points. Well, nou nie vir die mense sê ek gesê met 10 punte nie, maar dit was toe met 10 punte. The Reds also not performing like they used to, and I get the feeling that some of the weaknesses in the Australian outfit is this player migration story, having gone to the Rebels and then some go to the Force, and they're not the old solid outfits of before.
Yeah, and also I mean the Reds. I mean they still the champs, Super 15 champs. So everybody's really going out now. It's not an easy ride for them like last year. Yeah. They sort of had an easy ride and they were playing good rugby. So now, I mean, every team that play against them do their homework and see where they can take them. And there's also a bit of, as you say, guys changing, moving around and things like that, bit of disruption for them. And and I think the Stormers done well to take that win there also with the injuries that they have, so it was good.
And now we've got a couple of, unfortunately, a few more injuries. Dwayne Vermeulen played a sterling game, took leadership. He captained the side on the day, as we know. And unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be out to 6 to 8 months with his knee injury now.
Yeah, his season is basically finished.
His year's finished.
Yeah, and it's sad because the same thing happened before the World Cup for him, and now there's another opportunity. I mean, he's the in-form number 8 at the moment.
I mean, he's been one of the most underrated number 8s in South Africa.
Yeah, the amount of work that he do. And now he's injured, so it's tough on him. And big guy. I mean, it's going to take, and it's not the same knee, so it's the other knee.
Oh, no.
So can you imagine how it feels to be like with 2 knees?
You feel a little bit like Morgan Newman. Morgan Newman is, of course, playing for the Marties against Hamiltons tonight, folks. We were hoping to catch up with our old friend Egan Seconds during the half-time of the match between Marties and Hamiltons. They're playing out at Stellenbosch this evening. There are a couple of other club home games happening tonight, and we'll see if we can catch up on the Twitter stream during the course of the evening to bring you some of those results of tonight. Let's take a look now at the conference logs and see who's standing where in the Super 15. Right, there you have it. The Stormers are still joint second with the Bulls in the South African Conference, followed by the Sharks, the Cheetahs and the Lions. In the Australian Conference, it's the Brumbies on the top, and the Chiefs, they are on the top in the New Zealand Conference. In the overall conference, the Chiefs have now taken that front spot firmly, 35 points sitting in first place, followed by the Stormers and the Brumbies and the Bulls. And how fantastic have the Brumbies done to climb up the ranks so well? Right at the bottom, it's the Blues. And who would have thought it would be the Blues? Then the Lions and the Rebels and the Force also down the bottom. Cheetahs thus not feeling too bad, but if I was a Lions player, I would be seriously disappointed. Right, folks. Of course, this is Cape Rugby TV, presented to you by Evox Advanced Nutrition. And if you want to get through the season, whether it's a rugby season, a running season, a tennis season, or a football season, the one thing that you need to do if you are training hard is you need to be able to recover from today until tomorrow. Because the golden rule is you can never train a broken muscle. So you need to be training on a fully recovered muscle. Also very important is that you keep your weight up during the season. Whether you're playing rugby, soccer, football, doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, you want to keep your weight up. Evox is the official sports nutrition supplier to the DHL Stormers and Western Province Rugby, and we've got a rugby pack for you to win, and we've shown you this before. It starts off with your plain, basic, simple product, which is your Mega Grow. This is a critical product for you in terms of the fact that you need to keep your protein intake as high as possible. So Very important that you have your protein and then your recovery drinks straight away after your exercise, and that is most important that you have that in. And then finally, some creatine. Now, this is a very basic elementary rugby pack for you, and in case you want to win this for yourself, all you need to do is tell us who is the official sports nutrition supplier to the DHL Stormers and Western Province Rugby. SMS that number now to 33280. Of course, last week we had that competition winner, and the winner there was Peter Jason. So Peter Jason, congratulations, you win for yourself and that Evox Rugby Pack, the Rapid Recovery, the Mega Grow and the Creatine. Right, that's up for grabs. All you need to do is SMS to 33280, the name of the official sports nutrition supplier to the DHL Storm. These products are available, of course, at Discam, Pick n Pay, Enchem, Durbal, Clicks, Game, and a number of other leading pharmacies. All you need to do is get out there. Remember, if you're a club rugby player, you're of course entitled to sponsorship. So why don't you just jump onto the Western Province Club Rugby website at www.wpclubrugby.co.za, and you can go and find out more about the Evox special rates for club rugby players. Once again, congratulations to Peter Jason. You win yourself the Rugby Starter Pack. Right, folks, time for us to take a little ad break now. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the club rugby results over the weekend. It was a humdinger of a weekend. Back in a mo. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cape Rugby TV. It is a crazy show this evening, and yes, it is time now for us to have a look at those results over the weekend. Let's take a look quickly at the Super League A results. Yeah, it was big matches there that you can see there. UCT beating Belhar 53-19. Durbal 27-19 over UCT. Vix, they went down to Durbal 32 points to 10. False Bay 27-24 over Vix as well. Remember, those were played on different dates. False Bay also going down to Hamilton's. Remember, some of those matches took place over the weekend, at least last week on Wednesday while we were still busy with the show. Villagers going down to Marty's 55 points to 11, and Tygerberg, well, they went down to SK Walmers 38-18. In Super League B, we've got Primrose beating Brackenfell 45 points to 21. Peniel Villagers lost to Belleville 34-17. NNK, good win for them over Hands and Hearts. Remember, that was, of course, our live broadcast match last year. Helderberg beating Kales River 37 points to 3. And Goodwood, a level crossing for them with Collegians and 18 all score there. So there you have it. It's a pretty good result then for some of those teams. Jerome, if we just look at some of these results here. UCT 53-19 over Belhar. What do you make of that?
Yeah, UCT and Marty's are supposed to dominate because they really they've been training since last year and they've played in the Varsity Cup, so they have a bit of an advantage over them. But I really thought that Belhar could have put up a better performance there. Durbanville beating UCT was also a bit of a upset, I think, and Durbanville beating Vix. So Durbanville is the side also to have a look at. They got two wins in a row, which is good. And Falls Bay beating Vix, also a bit of a surprise there. Hamilton's is one of the sides that I think they between Hamilton's, Marty's, and Durbanville look like the sides that's going to really
Well, they sort of seem
dominate.
to be coming out of the starting blocks quite fast.
Yeah.
I know we had John Dobson on the show the other day, and he said that normally UCT struggle on the first match, but they're out of the starting blocks. Tygerberg, SK Walmers, we were out there over the weekend. We're going to take a look at some of that footage in a minute or so, folks. That was a cracker of a game. I tell you, it was pretty hard. And, of course, Super League B, I think Collegians wouldn't be too happy with their draw against Goodwood, considering the fact that they had a good win over SK Walmers last week, Mustage. Collegian. Sorry, over Primrose. I mean, they lost to Primrose by 1 point, but they would be looking for an improvement.
Yeah, and Goodwood just you know, they just made it into
They've just come back into the league, yeah.
So there is a problem.
We were, of course, out at the match between Tygerberg and SK Walmers. We're going to have a look at that footage in a second or so. That's going to come up right now. But Jerome, you were out of the game. It was quite a tough game. Is it? If you think about the fact that Tygerberg's just come back into Super League A, are you satisfied with their performance?
I would say that was a great performance by Tygerberg. And I mean, the score isn't a true reflection of the game.
No.
8 minutes before time, it was 18-19 in SK's favour. And Tygerberg had a few opportunities where they were 5 meters from SK's line, and they lost the line out there. I think if they got it, because they were actually quite good with their mauls, that's where most of their tries come. So if they got that ball, then it could have been a different story. So they've really done well, and hopefully we'll see some good results of them.
Let's take a look at some of that footage now. The SK Walmers up against Tygerberg match. It was a great game. We caught up with the guys on the field on Saturday. Let's check it out.
Touch! Oh! Keriping dah kali game.
Jerome, if you just look at that game now, I mean, you could see that was a tough, very physical game. There was nothing easy about that game. A couple of loose ends. Do you think this is going to come right during the season?
Yeah, I think it's still early. I think it's still early, and I think Tygerberg, if they just need on their fitness, I think that the last 15 minutes, SK could see that they were not up for it, so they step up and just make the game a bit quicker, which was good from them and their coaching staff. But I think if Tygerberg just really just work hard and work a bit more on their fitness, then they will see some good results of them. And that was really a great game, JP. I mean, I've spoken to the ref afterwards.
Yeah.
There were no incidents on the field. They had a great day, he said.
Yeah. We caught up with them as well. We, of course, caught up with the winning coach and captain, Karim Rashdim, and Adnan Osman from SK Walmers first. Let's see what they had to say. The winning coach of SK Walmers, Karim Rashdin. Karim, you must be very happy.
Oh, very, very happy, JP. It was quite tough, but at the end of the day, our guys just brought it down for us.
And this is what you've been working on for the last 3 months?
For the last 3 months, we worked on this, especially with Tygerberg. You'll be playing on their ground. It's going to be very tough. We know at the start it's going to be tough, but the guys brought it down. Thanks for it.
Highlights from this game?
It's actually that Anthony was brilliant on the loose play, and I think that's the man of the match. That's why getting the money. And I think that Tygerberg also play good rugby, but we can't finish up. They haven't got the back that we got.
Well, listen, best of luck for the rest of the season.
Oh, thank you very much, AP.
Nani Osman, the captain of SK Walmers, you must be thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game we wanted to win. We came out here, we wanted 4 points first of all, but we got the bonus points, so that's a bonus for us. And we got a week break, so we just kept telling the guys just to put everything into this game because we got a week to recover it and before our next game. So happy with the result.
And if you take this game, we compare this to the match against Helderberg and Newlands, it's chalk and cheese, different altogether. Eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's a step up coming from playing friendly games and then coming into the league. It's a step up. Like the guys match you physically, pace-wise, mentally. They all match you. So it's always going to be a tough battle up front. And I'm glad to say that we kind of somehow had them on the front foot, like our forwards on the front foot a bit today. So it was kind of a good ball for us to run with.
And it's good to get these away wins.
Yeah, I mean, basically we don't have a field at the moment, so any win for us is good at the moment.
Any win for you is any match for you is an away win.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, best of luck for the rest of the season. I'm sure it's going to go well, and I know all that preparation is going to pay off.
Yeah, thanks, JP.
Here we go, guys. Adnan Osman, the captain of SK Walmers. They had a good win here today at Tygerberg. We'll catch up with the guys from the Tygerberg side in a mo. Well, there you go, folks. Adnan Osman certainly seems to be showing some leadership skills there. Jerome, you've known Adnan for a while, eh?
Yeah, he's also included in the Vodacom squad for this week. Nani, yeah, he's in the he's on the bench for the Vodacom Cup squad for this week. And I mean, the 2 games that I've seen of him, and I've spoken to Dobson, and he was really one of the guys out of club rugby.
He stood out, yeah.
So,
Mr. H, from a coaching point of view, Karim Rashdin standing in there a little bit for Labib Levy. Labib's obviously on duty.
Karim is an old hand, you know, so he played big rugby in his days, he knows.
Yeah.
So that's good. But for me, what is important about that match is, I would have loved to have all the Doom Profete of club rugby there.
Yeah.
To see club rugby is not dead. It's not dying. There were thousands of people there. It was a fantastic game. What more do you want?
Yeah. No, well, we've got some fantastic footage to show you. I nearly had another poster coming out from the ladies from Tygerberg who said if they'd known I was coming, they were going to make another poster. But the fans were absolutely, the Tygerberg fans, who I know, of course, are at Tygerberg this evening. The Tygerberg fans had an absolute blast. They had the best spirit. They were so friendly. And again, I must give credit to the organisers at Tygerberg. As soon as I arrived, and folks, let this be a bit of information for you, that if Cape Rugby TV is going to come to your game, there's a few things that you need to check boxes that you need to tick off. First of all, your council rep or your administrators at your club must have completed their administrative details at the union, all right? Us coming to your game is worth tens and tens and tens of thousands of rands for you, your club, your sponsors, and so on. So it's very important that you actually understand the value of the television station coming to your game to cover it. Secondly, you need to make an effort to publicize the fact that there's going to be TV. And what happened over the weekend, Mr. H, which is what I was so impressed with, when I arrived there, they had made arrangements for the TV crew. They had made arrangements for us to be able to, it's little things, like is there a place to park, a hot dog and a Coke for the crew. And most importantly, what I thought was fantastic was that they'd made little match day programs. And in the match day program, we could see the team sheets, we knew who was playing, and these flyers had obviously been handed out in the community. And this was fantastic. I mean, I was at the door this evening. Peter Jooster was playing security guard. There he was standing. I mean, there's somebody that, I mean, if anybody wants to take a a sort of a lesson out of from a role model of someone who still stays down with his feet on the ground. And I'm not trying to blow smoke here, but this afternoon, and folks, you'll see the jerseys on the back here. You'll actually see Tygerberg's jersey now is on the bottom left-hand corner. We'll zoom in onto that a little bit later. And I quickly ran around this evening. They phoned me. They said, on Saturday, they said, we've got a jersey for you. Okay, so they made an effort to get us a jersey. But there was, the security didn't arrive today. And there this evening when I arrived, Peter Jooster was playing security guard and taking the money in. Okay? He didn't have any airs and graces about sitting all fancy and lani, you know. That's what you want from leadership, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But again, you know, that is the kind of people that make that a great club. And the more other people learn from them, the better will be for rugby. Because rugby is going at a furious pace at the moment. We're doing a lot of things, and I'm getting quite excited about what is happening, you know. There's new leadership, and with new leadership, things change, and
everybody's getting a little bit better at everything they do.
And the union from each side is doing a lot of things that is
so where we
change.
Before maybe used to have 10 clubs that used to do really well. Now maybe some of those top clubs don't do as well, but we have more of the 90 clubs all doing a little bit better. And I think that's fantastic. We also caught up with the losing coach and captain, Tolly Oosthuizen and JB van Ster. There had to be a loser on the day. Let's hear what they had to say. Tolly, ongelukkig nie 100% gegaan soos julle vandag wou gegaan het nie.
Definitief, JP. Ons verdediging het ons weer in die steek gelaat. Ek dink die fiksheid kom 'n bietjie beter aan. Maar ja, SK was die beter span op die dag gewees.
Ja, as jy nou kyk vir enige strong points, weak points?
Wel, definitief. Ek bedoel, ek dink ons diepte is 'n bietjie van 'n probleem vir ons. Ek kan dit sien met die subs wat ek opgesit het. SK het deeltyd gespeel en ons het so ek sê, ek dink ons het moeg geraak in die tweede helfte.
Luister wel, ek seker dit gaan vir julle beter gaan in die res van die seisoen. Definitief lekker om julle terug in Super League 8A te sien. So alles van die beste vir die res van die season.
Dankie, JP.
Saam met nou is JB van Ster, hy is die kaptein van Tygerberg. JB, was 'n tough game, maar dit ongelukkig nie 100% julle kant toe gegaan vandag hier.
Ja, JP, ek dink ons forwards was 'n bietjie af vandag. En ons backline defense wise het SK ons baie geproef en goed is en ons het nie opgekom waar ons moet hê. Maar ons kyk vorentoe na die seisoen.
Is dit 'n groot stap van Superliga B terug in Superliga aan?
Ja, ek dink ons is 'n nuwe span. En ek dink ons moet mekaar nog vind. Ons ken nog nie mekaar se spel soos wat nie, maar soos die seisoen se aan gaan beweeg, sal ons seker na se span beweeg.
Hy sê al die beste van die res van die seisoen en ons seker julle ons gaan lekker doen.
Ja, thanks.
Again, leadership there, JB van Ster, he's been there almost forever. I think he's got his own VIP parking spot already. Tygerberg have got a bit of work to do, make no mistake, but it shouldn't be too difficult for them. They've been there before. They know what to do.
Yeah, no, they really. But I mean, they know they're playing the tough guys first now. I mean, tonight they're playing Vicks.
Yeah.
And but if they just bolt on where they stop on Saturday and work on the things that they need to correct, then they can really be a force again.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's sad to see a club like that going down, which is good that they're up there. So hopefully they can stay up there.
Well, we're of course going to try and catch up with some of those Wednesday scores a little bit later. As usual, there had to be a Tata man of the match, courtesy of Ivan Lindner and his team from Paarl and Oostenburg. Tata giving a club rugby player, which is a new initiative. It's been happening this year for the first time in the history of club rugby. Now, one club rugby player gets to walk away with 1,000 rand. This weekend, it was Anton Lamprechts. And we had the esteemed mayor of club rugby himself, Mr. Jerome Parwater, there to hand over the prize. Let's catch up with our Tata man of the match. Right, saam met my nou is Anton Lamprechts, hy is die vice-captain van SK Walmers. Anton, lekker game vandag.
Ag, baie dankie, JP, baie dankie. Dit was 'n harde game geweest, altyd hard op Tygerberg geweest, maar ons forwards, ek wil dankie sê vir ons forwards het ons deurgedra met ons backs slaan krag agterin.
Anton, jy het toe 3-3 gedruk. Is dit wat jy verwag het?
Ag, JP het verwag nooit om 'n 3 te druk nie, maar ek wil dankie sê vir die span wat dit moontlik gemaak het om 'n 3-3 te druk. So ja, thanks vir die SK Walmers ouens.
Luister wel, die mense het gesien dat jy vandag so fantasties gespeel het. Die ouens van Tata Oostenberg gee vir jou R1000 en ons kennisser Jerome Paardwater, die hoof van Talent Identification is hier om vir jou R1000 te gee. Van Tata af. Tata Oostenberg is natuurlik ons borg van die Cape Rugby TV se Man of the Match en daar so het jy vir jouself R1000 om te spandeer en vir jouself te geniet.
Ja nee, die SK ouens wil klaar en dis toe gaan ons dit lekker gaan spandeer daar. So dankie vir Tata ook.
Jerome, jy het die besluit toe vandag gemaak dat Anton die Man of the Match is. Vertel ons 'n bietjie jou opinie van die game.
Ja, JP, dit was definitief 'n wedstryd met twee helftes. Die eerste helfte was Tygerberg regtig wel goed gespeel. Tweede helfte het SK ingekom, regtig die wind gebruik en hulle kanse gebruik, beter hulle kanse gebruik as Tygerberg. Tygerberg het kanse gehad ook in die tweede helfte, maar hulle het beter hulle kanse benut. Dit was regtig wel 'n baie goeie wedstryd.
Lekker om te sien dat die talent so deurkom en ouens soos Anton so lekker speel.
Ja, Anton is soos rooiwyn, hy raak net beter by die dag. So nee, Anton het regtig wel baie goeie wedstryd gehad. Goed op die verdediging, goed op die aanval en is vir 'n losvoorspeler is dit altyd lekker as jy 3-3 kan druk.
Well, there you go, folks. The ref from Cape Rugby TV here at Tygerberg up against SK Walmers. As it was winner today, it went in the favour of SK Walmers. Unfortunately, there always has to be a losing side, but well done to Anton and the guys, and thanks a lot. We'll be back with you guys in a mo. Yeah, it was actually a great day out there, Tygerberg against SK Walmers, and if you thought that that was exciting, well, there's a lot more to come. Jerome, you happy with the performance of Anton Lamprecht there?
Yeah, JP, he played last year in the amateur side.
Yeah.
He's getting a bit on in years now. And but as I said on Saturday, that he really
yeah, no,
he
but I mean,
hard.
we're talking about Anton now.
Yeah.
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 Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about one of our guests, esteemed guests on the panel.
Sorry. no, I'm talking about Anton Lamprecht.
Anton Lamprecht, right? The vice captain. Okay.
Who are you talking of?
I was talking about myself.
Now suddenly.
Yeah. Okay. So you say, yeah, the outfit potential. Like, he scored a hat-trick of tries there.
Yeah, he's a hard worker, and always you can watch him. He always, he's a great leader, and he's always doing the hard yards, and it's a tough guy.
Yeah. Before I forget, folks, in case you didn't pick up on this last week, incidentally, Morgan Newman would be very upset with me. After I picked him out last week for not scoring any tries in the match before, but last week against Villagers, managed to go, on Saturday against Villagers, even with flu, managed to go over for a hat-trick. So I'm sure Morgan will be very thrilled with the fact that I've mentioned that to him today. Right, at Florida Park currently, Vix is leading against Tygerberg 12 points to 10. This is coming in on the Twitter stream. Folks, this was one of the most amazing things I've seen in a very long time, was that so many people were tweeting the rugby details in over the weekend. So if I just quickly go through the tweets, where of course the hashtag is WP Club Rugby, Vix is leading 12-10 over Tygerberg. There's a couple of, it's 0-0 for Marties and Hamiltons, and still that's after 15 minutes, and the tweets keep coming in. So still it's a draw there, and we'll see what happens in the other results. It was a 31 points to 10 win for Vix in the second team over Tygerberg, and the results just keep coming in on Twitter. It was great watching everybody talking about club rugby in the Twitter stream. So while I was sitting at Tygerberg, I knew what was happening at Hamilton's, and I knew what was happening at Rocklands, and I knew what was happening at Rylands. It was really great. But for me, one of the greatest things of the day were, of course, the fans outside at Tygerberg. What a pleasure it was to spend some time with them. And this time round, we managed to get something that some stadiums don't even get. We, this time, got the Mexican wave. Let's catch up with the fans at Tygerberg.
Say tira. Tira, 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 tira.
Yep, it was certainly some great results coming in there, and let's quickly look at some of the other results then. If we look at Premier League A, B and Division 1, the results over the weekend there were some nice results also. Hamlets beating Scottsdene 22 points to 17. Rangers Kraaifontein was a good win for Rangers, 15-11 over Kraaifontein. Langa going down to St George's 29 points to 23. UWC 41-6 over Elsie's Rivier. And Premier League B, Strand United and Macassar. Well, it was a 12-point win for Macassar side over Strand United. Silvertree 26-21 over Laguna. Milnerton 27-19 over Stelkor, and Eerste Rivier 29 points to 21 over Van der Stel. We're going to take a quick look at the video of the after-match function in the match between Tygerberg and SK Walmers. The after-match function, always so important, and nice to have the dignitaries and administrators of the clubs just thanking each other after the game. Let's see what they had to say.
Thanks for the opportunity that Cape TV was here once again here. Yeah, we really appreciate the coverage that the clubs are getting currently from Cape TV. Then on behalf of Tygerberg, Manip and SK, thanks for a good game of rugby. And you know, we are the newcomers in the league. We wanted to make an upset today, but unfortunately the best team did win. Vir die skeieregters, thanks. Vir die onder 20 game wat jy afgekom het, die derde span, tweede span, referees, baie dankie vir julle teenwoordigheid. Sonder julle ouens kan ons die game speel nie. Vir SK wil ek sê, voorspoed vir die jaar vorentoe. Mag het 'n goeie jaar vir julle weer hierdie jaar wees. Baie dankie.
Thanks Jimmy and to your Tygerberg team. Thanks for having us here today. I think over the years we've built a good relationship between the two clubs, and we always try to help each other where we can, whether it's on the field or off the field. Tolly, vir jou en jou bestuurspan, alles wat die beste vir die alles wat die beste vir die seisoen vorentoe. Yes, you lost too, but the season is still long. Anything can happen, and knowing you, I know you will prepare well.
Thank you very much for the preparation after the game. It is, you know, normally we're looking forward to it, but on the day to our coaching staff and Zain and Karim, well done. And the season is actually quite long, and we're at the beginning of the season, and so many things can happen during the season. So good luck for the rest of the season.
It was probably one of the biggest games I've had this year. The physicality was insane. It's always een voorreg om altyd hier te ref hier so by Tygerberg, en nou veral met SK Walmers hier te en die SLA. Is great. Die toeskouers was great geweest. Die dissipline van die spelers was great geweest. But the physicality of all was insane. But done in within law as well, and that's why we love it. All the best to Tygerberg, all the best to SK Walmers for the season coming, or the rest of the season, and good luck.
Keeps rolling on, Mr. H, these after-match functions, people saying how they feel, how it went, and they always now include the referees.
Yeah, well, that's part of the whole game, you know, that you must have the referees there. And all you have to do is thank the referee. Don't talk to the referee about, you know, where he missed the penalty.
Yeah.
That's all. And it's so nice, you know, because everybody walks away from that, hoping that they can come back next week to the same thing.
There was a time a referee would just like blow the match and leave.
Yeah.
Now he feels part of the function, he feels much more respected. Eh?
Yeah, or he had to stay on the field till everybody went home.
Yeah, or had to wait for Casper to take him home. Quick look at some of the tweets coming in from some of those results then. Tygerberg asseblief keep ups updated. This is from BMZ. BMZ says regular minute by minute is the ideal way for #WP Club Rugby. at JP Nordia, at Cape Rugby TV. Those are the Twitter handles. Marty's breaks the deadlock with a score of a line-out and dive from Egan Seconds. Egan Seconds is tweeting at the moment. Marty's leads 7-0 against Hamilton's as we speak. Another try for Vix. They lead now 17 points to 10 over Tygerberg. And from BMZ, again, he says, JP Nordia, die fans by Florida Park, ruk altyd die ding, laat altyd die ding ruk. WP Club Rugby het 'n paar van die ou boeie jonge gesien from Tygerberg RFC, and BMZ busy sending out some tweets there. Now, of course, the opportunity for you to win for yourself some fantastic prizes courtesy of Mesa. And there you can see the Mesa screen right behind me. That was the screen that was up for grabs. It's a 42-inch full HD LCD TV. All right, full HD, not HD ready, full HD. 1920 by 1080 pixels. That was the prize up for grabs last week. And the winner of last week was, of course, Munira Mubara. Congratulations, Munira. You win for yourself a 42-inch full HD LCD plasma, at least LCD TV screen, courtesy of Mesa. Mesa is, of course, the official IT supplier to Western Province Rugby. This week, you can win for yourself, once again, courtesy of Mesa, a netbook. A Mesa W210 CUQ netbook with an Intel Atom processor, N2 8000, 1.86 GHz CPU, 2 GB memory, 320 GB hard drive, a built-in 3G modem. That is fantastic. And genuine Windows starters pack. All you need to do is SMS the name of the official IT supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers to 33280. 33280. Just tell us who is the official supplier to the Western Province Rugby and DHL Stormers. I think it's time for us to take an ad break. We're going to do that any second now. But once again, Mr. H, more sponsors coming on for Club Rugby, more recognition. There seems to be also a bit of a buzz happening with the executive. I see Mr. Thello Wakefield is definitely shaking things up a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing quite a lot of things, you know, and it's quite interesting. He asked us during the week to change the face inside of the stadium, where, you know, in the boardrooms and the things, and look at the history of all the people that were involved in the rugby before.
Yes.
And he appointed certain people to look specifically after a section of the community, each one, like in the Somerset and Boerkaap and all that, and so that will be done soon, and hopefully that will be, you know, it will locate people who say Newlands is a stadium where
you know what I would like to see. By the way, folks, we're still looking for your information. Do you want to do a sports quiz, a Club Rugby sports quiz? If you're interested in that, send us a little Facebook message, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. That's where you can let us know. Are you keen on doing a sports quiz? We'll get a sports quiz together with all these sponsors and goodie bags and that. You know what I would love to see at Newlands? Is a Kapse Klopse on the field. Nothing more Cape Town than that, huh? Jerome, you had most a troep of it,
Don't start singing.
Kan ek dit doen?
You embarrassed yourself the last time when you sang.
Nkosi Sikelele.
Yeah, so
I didn't embarrass myself. I mean, I was just pointing out a mere fact that, you know, of course, not all of us can sing Nkosi Sikelele. You know, but
Just
of course,
Rasta Dimasana.
we must also be careful as commentators what it is that we say. You know, I mean, I was watching Survivor the other night and I didn't know where to look. It was just, I was, whew, Survivor. I mean, this guy's climbing these palm trees to fetch these fruits, and I was saying, you can't name it. You know, you can't eat that fruit say nie, los meneer. Okay. Even the commentators of the best intentions sometimes make an odd little slip. Time for us to take an ad break. We'll be back with you guys in a sec. Well, there you go, folks. Just a quick update for you. It's about halftime now. Halftime scores, Tygerberg 13, Vix 17. So it looks like that match between Tygerberg and Vix starting to get tougher and tougher. And it's a halftime score in the match between Marty's and Hamilton's, 7-all. So it's getting pretty tight. One of our biggest supporters on Cape Rugby since the beginning of our season last year was Leisure Hotels. if you want to win yourself some accommodation at leisure hotels, all you need to do is send the word leisure to 33280. All right, and that could put yourself in the mix to win yourself a night's accommodation at the Strand Towers. Right, so if you want to win a night's accommodation at possibly at the Strand Towers, or are part of the Leisure Hotels group, great accommodation, just send the message to 33280. All right, and last week's winner was Jonathan Aris. Congratulations, Jonathan. You win for yourself a night's accommodation, bed and breakfast at the Strand Towers. And once again, folks, 33280. Just send that word leisure to 33280, and you could put yourself in the mix to win a night's accommodation. And when? What better time to do it now with all these holidays and everything coming up? Take your loved one for a little bit of a romantic interlude. Mr. H, you going to take a break over the weekend?
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, you going where?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Am I allowed to ask?
Betty's Bay.
Betty's Bay.
Yeah.
Betty's is that one of your favorite getaway spots?
It's the only place that I could afford to go to.
Yeah. Jerome, you take the odd break here and there, huh?
Yeah, but unfortunately this week I can't because my son is playing on Saturday. He's playing schools rugby on Saturday. So,
a proud father. Do we see proud fathers out there now? More or less?
Yes.
More or less?
You do. There's a lot of them.
Yeah? Coming to the games?
Yeah. Schools rugby, of course, is fun.
Do you think socially it's made a difference? Do we see less fathers drinking the pop suck at home and they're actually coming to watch their kids play rugby?
Yeah, I think that, rugby has become quite big. I don't think people realize how big it is. I just checked over the weekend, just out of the black townships, there are 26 high schools playing rugby and about 40 primary schools out of the Khayelitsha and Langa area playing rugby in a structure. Not playing there by themselves, they're in the structures of Western Province. And that's fantastic.
But sport, I mean, now we understand why people say that sport can make the difference socially. Jerome, I mean, you've got a family of rugby players. I mean, if only one of you played rugby, but you had this obviously rugby unified you guys.
Yeah, no, definitely, and also the support base, JP. You were talking about parents going to the games and things. That's what makes a guy. If your parents are there, your brothers are there supporting you, you need that support. And you see that at schools rugby a lot, also at club rugby now. You see that the fathers are going to watch, and it's great, and I mean, it's good for them to be involved rather sitting at home doing nothing. So that's good. That's the support that you need. I mean, that's where.
I mean, we keep talking about creating activity to get kids off the street, and what better way to do it than to go and watch rugby on a Saturday? And watch the heroes in your community.
You think his brother Koos gave him a lot of support?
I don't know so much about Koos, actually. I have my reservations about Koos. Ek en Koos gaan nog gesels. You say Koos said I must apologize to him. Did he say so?
Ja, hy het gesê ja.
Hy sê ek moet vir hom jammer sê.
Hy sê ja, jy moet verskoning vra vir hom.
Omdat hy nie?
Nee, omdat jy sê hy's lelik.
Ek het nooit so gesê. Okay, Koos, formally jy is een van die mooiste mense, okay, wat ek al lank al gesien het. Alright, as 'n mooiheid is Koos, Bellville South, ja. Ek meen as ek nou romanties inclined was, na Koos, was jy eerste op my lys. Okay. So, okay, is that enough of an apology?
Yeah, that's good. Like
that's good.
Very good.
Nou gaan ek volgende week weer moet apologize. Koos, jy's 'n lieflike mens. Okay. We had some fan pics come over the weekend. As usual, Rashid Isaacs was out in the front row. Took some great pictures there. Let's take a look what Rashid sent in here. Nice pic coming in from Rashid Isaacs. Another one also there from Rashid Isaacs. This was in the match between Busy Bees and Hamadias in the first division. Played at Vygies Kraal. Busy's, of course, won that match 22 points to 17. Let's take a look at the club rugby fixtures coming up over the weekend. At least not over the weekend, but tonight and over the weekend. A little bit more quiet. As we mentioned earlier on, it's Marty's and Hammies, Tygerberg and Vix, and Village and UCT playing tonight. As usual, we don't see anything from Villages and UCT on the Twitter stream. seem to not really want to form part of that process, but I'm sure we'll convince them somewhere along the line that UCT and Villages are part of Western Province Rugby. In Premier League A, of course, tomorrow it's UWC up against Kraaifontein. That's going to be a cracker of a match. Division 2, Kylemore take on Temperance and Paarl Rangers take on Gardens Tech. And then in the Paarl region over the weekend, and these are the only club rugby matches over the weekend, is Lower Paarl and Windmill, Parel United and Allendale. Riverstones take on Albion's Vineyards, take on Young Standards, Violets against Young Gardens. You want to win yourself a colour tone white line fever hamper? Well, all you need to do is SMS the word colour tone and your club's name to 33280, and you could put yourself in the mix to win yourself a colour tone white line fever hamper. All right, that's the white line markers around the side of the field, and heavens knows that any club, everything that they possibly have that they might need is something that you should be able to get. Doesn't matter what goes on offer, so get in there, get these lines for your field. They're environmentally friendly. They're not going to do any damage like the Bulls did with that white chalk, black chalk line when they painted that basketball circles on the field up in Loftus the other day. Last week's winner on the colour tone white line fever hamper was Primrose. Congratulations to Primrose. You win yourself a white line fever colour tone hamper courtesy of Colour Tone Paints. Colour Tone Paints are, of course, available at your nearest hardware store. If you want to get yourself any Colour Tone paints, get down to a store near you and make sure that you get yourself a bunch of Colour Tone paints. Don't forget, of course, the Vodacom match versus the Cheetahs on Saturday at Durbell. Also, the Old Crocs and their 22 team there, Mr. H.
Yeah, the Old Crocs are having, they're starting on Friday. 22 teams playing there.
22 Old Crocs teams?
Yeah, coming from Gauteng, Limpopo, all over. And
playing at Durbell?
Durbell.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
And of course, those would be like a curtain raiser to the Vodacom match against the Cheetahs.
Quite a while before the Cheetahs game.
Yeah. Of course, lots of folks, don't be concerned. There will be ambulances in abundance. All right, lots of strapping, lots of deep heat, and of course, as I know, the Old Crocs, daar gaan natuurlijk baie dop wees na die game.
Ja, dat moet wees, ja.
Soos hulle maak. It's Ernest Hammer.
Ernest Hammer.
Ernest Hammer doing a great job there with the Old Crocs, keeping it together. So get down to Durbell this weekend if you want to watch some rugby legends playing, coming from all over the country at Durbell. Let's take a look now at the Stormers team that was announced, in actual fact, just today. The Stormers team to take on the Force. It's going to be a tough match, this one, where we've got a lot of injuries. Let's see who's in the mix there. Joe Peterson, of course, at fullback. Gerard van der Heever, Brian Banner, Jean de Jong, Danny Poelman. Peter Grant is the vice-captain, Devil Divenaga, Nizam Kar, Reinhard Elster. Sia Khaleesi, Andries Becker is back in the mix, and he's captaining the side. De Kok, Steenkamp, Frans Malherbe, Tian Liebenberg, Steven Kurtzhoff. They are in the starting 15, and on the bench it's Skyron De Benny, Brock Harris, Don Armand comes in from UCT. You would have remembered we had him on the Trophy Awards ceremony when we did the live broadcast from Kelvin Grove last year. Louis Schroeder, Burton Francis has flown over and joined the squad, and JP du Plessis. They kick off in Perth on Saturday morning at 20 to 12, and the referee is Jaco Piper. Jerome, if I look at this team once again, I look at 15 names, and it's almost as if I see the same team as the week before. Even with all those injuries, it just like you just don't see the names now seem to be as if they could easily have been in the first team.
Yeah, no, definitely, JP. If you look at the pack, except Dwayne that's injured now, it's basically the same. With Andries back now, so we're fortunate with having him back now to a bit of leadership there, and the pack is basically the same. Bit of a mixture in the back line, but as you say, I mean, all the guys play there, so they're all definitely part of the squad and they know what's going on. So we're fortunate with that.
Yeah. And once again, I mean, it's an opportunity for youngsters to come through and show what they can do. Let's take a look at Super Brew predictions, folks. Oh my word, it went perfectly for me for every single game. I was spot on, I was out by a point or two, and then the Bulls lost to the Brumbies by 2 points. And that just killed me. Jerome, you didn't put in your predictions. What's wrong with you? You must put in your predictions.
I was busy, JP.
You were very busy,
very busy.
Mr. H, you
very busy.
Are, of course, sitting at number 5 on the rankings, on the entire rankings. Hoe het jy die gesmokkel?
you know, when you're an expert in rugby, you are an expert.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. You ignore me at your own peril. So listen to me when I speak.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. I feel like a teacher has given me a bit of a lecture. Let's quickly look then at our Super Brew predictions. Then it is time to see who's got what. But let's quickly look at the rankings there. Double D jumped up nicely, sitting at the top of the Super Brew predictions. And one of the biggest climbers of the week there was Zinzan Brook. Congratulations, Zinzan. You sit at 7th place now. You've climbed 10 spots. Right, folks, it's time now for your predictions. Jerome, let's start off with you. You going to give us predictions this week?
Yeah, definitely.
Blues and Reds?
Blues by 7.
Blues by 8.
Blues by 8. Lions and Brumbies?
Brumbies by 15.
Yes.
Brumbies 7. What's wrong with you?
I'm going with Blues by 7. I'm going Brumbies by 15. Chiefs and Hurricanes?
Chiefs by 7.
Chiefs 10.
I'm going Chiefs by 5. The Force and the Stormers, Jerome?
Stormers by 10.
Stormers by 10, Mr. H.
Stormers 7.
Stormers 7. I'm going to go with the Stormers by 5.
Well, the Force beat us the last time.
No, but I can't go against the Stormers. I have a lot of faith. Cheetahs and the Highlanders. Jerome?
Cheetahs 3.
Cheetahs 3.
Cheetahs 5.
Cheetahs 11 for me. Waratahs and the Crusaders.
Crusaders 4.
Jerome?
Crusaders by 10.
I'm going Crusaders by 13. I actually would have expected, Mr. H, for you to go much more.
No.
Let's quickly look at some of the other fixtures then, coming up this weekend, of the Super 15 fixtures that are on the cards then. It's the Blues against the Reds in Auckland. That kicks off on Friday morning at 25 to 10. The Lions take on the Brumbies in Johannesburg at 10 past 7 on Friday evening. On Saturday, it's the Chiefs and the Hurricanes in Hamilton, the Force and the Stormers in Perth, the Cheetahs and the Highlanders in Bloemfontein, and the Waratahs and the Crusaders are playing in Sydney. That is on a Sunday morning. All right, looking at the tweets that are coming in at the moment, it looks like it's still a draw between Hamilton's and Marty's, sitting at 7-all. That must be a humdinger of a game. And, of course, the halftime score that we had in on the last tweet was Vic's leading 17-13 over Tygerberg. Jerome, just going back to this match where the Stormers are taking on the Force, what should we be worried about? David Pocock.
Yeah, I'd say he's one of the guys. So we need to really protect the ball at the breakdown. But also the Force has got. I see they lost their coach this week, so there's a bit of disruption.
They didn't lose him; they kicked him out.
So
vote of no confidence.
Yeah, so I think if we use our chances first 30 minutes, then that's our game.
All right, Mr. H. You're looking forward to the weekend?
Yes, and I'm really hoping that we'll get a bonus point.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep that, because if the Bulls had scored 2 more tries last week, they would have been on top in our section.
Look, I do know that you are one of the only people that I see at every single game, every weekend. This is the one weekend that you've got a chance to take a little bit of a break. So I do hope that you... being the godfather of club rugby, go out and enjoy yourself this weekend. And
I'll probably go see if there isn't a match nearby.
You probably go down there to Austin or something. Jerome, Mr. H, thank you very much. We'll see you guys next week, sometime, same place. Yeah. Right, folks, that's a wrap from us. Remember, if you want Cape Rugby to come out to you, we want you to let us know what it is that you're doing at your field, all right? Publicize the event. We will publicize it for you. We will tell the people that there are thousands and thousands of people coming to watch rugby at your venue. But you've got to get your administrators to fill in the details. They're supposed to send the union, the managers and the coaches and the club's details, the players' details. Those details have to be up to date. If they're not up to date, we cannot come to you. Then, when we do come to you, what we ask is please let the local community know that we're coming, because we're going to put your fans and your sponsors on TV, and that is going to make the world of difference. Right? You get TV, you get sponsors, and that's great for you and your club. That's what empowerment and development is all about. You want some money at your club so you can change the lives of the community. That's a wrap from me. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe on the roads. We'll see you guys next weekend, at least next Wednesday. Same time, same place. Cape Rugby TV, Wednesdays 9 o'clock, live on Cape Town TV. Bye-bye.
And a half.